We are live now on YouTube, and I'm joined by my buddy Alex for the first time. So, Alex, you're the OG of the Trader Dane podcast together with me. So, really happy to have you here, and I'm also really happy for anyone that chooses to tap into the live stream and follow along. This is the first time we're doing it, so personally, I'm considering it a bit of a test. Let's see how it goes. Also, let's see if we can take some W's, right, Alex?
Let's go.
Let's go. We're just
And
about
yeah,
to
good morning, everybody. Good morning, streaming world. My name is Alex Rodriguez. He say OG, Alex Rodriguez, and you're right. I'm A-Rod, the OG one. If anybody knows baseball.
For sure. For sure. And we actually met in Tampa just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
How
sir.
did you like the event?
Oh man, it was amazing. I don't know if you ever been to this events, getaways like Tony Robbins. I went to one of the Tony Robbins one, and I left like with a high.
Yeah,
And I felt the same way that when I left the Tampa event, I was like, oh my God, I'm indestructible. So much
yeah,
knowledge
exactly.
and so much fun to be in, talking to other people same as you
Yeah,
there. It's a very lonely career sometimes,
it
but
is. Yeah,
when you are in this group of people, it's a lot of fun, a lot of a lot of people that you have in common with, a lot of personality, So yeah, it's
exactly,
great.
exactly.
How do you like it?
It's so much fun. I was stoked as well. And by the way, we've got some people in the chat now. Hi, John. Hi, Daniel. It's good to have
What's
you
up,
here.
John and Daniel?
Good to see you. Um, yeah, I really liked it as well. There is this thing where, I started trading last summer and there's so much junk. Like there's so much trash content online where with people scamming and showing, false trades and all that stuff. But you realize when you get under the surface and you start to connect with real people, there is actually quite a substantial community of legit, honest, hardworking traders out there, and an event like Tampa, that's just a place for those people to connect, because people there are real, and that's really important for me to have that physical connection and networking with people, sparring, talking trading. I was talking like straight for 48 hours, and I'm an introvert myself, so it's not normally something I would do, but that was just there was just too much going on. That was so exciting, so really cool.
Oh yeah, for me it
So
was
what do we think?
amazing.
Yeah, it was, and you're absolutely right. You're fired up when you come back. I took a double break trade on the Monday after the weekend there, and that just kind of it sort of cemented the idea of the double break with me, and I've been trading that a couple of times since then. So that was really cool. How are you liking
Yeah,
price action today? I know you took some trades pre-market.
yeah. I took some loans on NQ. I'm actually this is a little bit of sauce of somebody that actually, thanks to the podcast. I watched your podcast. My God, good job in that podcast, man.
Nice, thanks.
Um, and then I saw I can't remember her name. The last podcast that Austin did, and she was talking about this guy that she follows, Options Insider, and then I went to his
Yeah,
reels on YouTube. And I saw he follows this symbol SMH, which is the semiconductors, and I believe Brian Shannon also talked about it, the semiconductor ETF. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that is helping me follow price action on NQ to scalp.
yeah.
So if you think about it,
Um,
what's moving NQ? Because you see NQ and ES are not are like it's a discrepancy right now. There's a
yeah,
divergence. So
yeah,
NQ was moving NQ. You have Micron, you have Nvidia, you have Broadcom. So you have all these companies now becoming trillion million dollar companies. So if
yeah.
you follow that ETF, I'm not saying just short it. If you short it and it's gonna be a reaction there, definitely is a high probability that you can hit your target quick on NQ, because NQ is on
Yeah.
steroids. It's just.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But am
But
I
what is
biased?
the
I'm just following that price action right now. I don't have a direction. We're in the middle of nowhere. We are in
yeah.
some value areas and some FPGs, bearish FPG and bullish FPG underneath. I think
Mm.
if we clear 544, 75.44, just as a breakout, we all-time highs is in play. So
it is, and it constantly is, right? So I'm just looking at NQ now on the main chart here. It's very similar to yes, there is some divergence, of course, but we are trading near all-time highs. I typically have the all-time high VWAP, anchored VWAP on there as well, and we're sitting above that on both indices. In fact, YM has also come above, finally have made a new all-time high, and we're sitting above that as well. So I've heard a lot of mean reversion traders struggling right now to take shorts and like, because that's their moneymaker. But with the VWAP trading, at least until the last couple of days here, where price action has consolidated a little bit. Before that, it was easy longs. I have to say, I had a green streak from April 30th to May 18th or something like that, like 3 weeks of just pure green days. And so for me, it's been fairly easy. I'm probably going to jinx that now. I also had a couple of losing days last week, but it is what it is.
But okay, greens are great. Greens are great. But if I listen to you or any other person in Austin podcast, we have to detach ourselves to the green. We have to detach
100%,
ourselves to the
100%.
To the P&L. We have to be just in the process and feel obligated.
Yeah.
Obligated to react when we have a strategy that is giving you 3 weeks of green or 4 weeks of green. React. Let's react together. Let's if we're trading together in this, extreme or with Austin or with SAC, and we have a strategy, our job is to react to the strategy, do the check, how many contracts we mark it up. Okay, we want to do 2 micros because it's 25 points, 3 micros because it's so much of wider point. This is how much I'm going to risk. If I'm there, exactly. If it hits my stop, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then reassess. But once we're in, we cannot be like, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I get in? We just
that kind of mentality. That kind of mentality will often, I've had that, I've struggled with that. That will often lead me to actually exit the trade prematurely, regardless of whether it's in profit or in drawdown. It's just when the pulse is high, energy is running, and you're worried about the position because of the size, you're going to cut it early, and that in itself is self-sabotage, right? You're sabotaging your own process, so it shouldn't be like that. And I also latched on to the point at the boot camp about being obligated to take the trade. When you see your setup, if you don't take that trade, you will actually mess up your statistics because you're not taking all the opportunities with your system. So that was a really, really good point as well. And great job, John, on the chat there, having hit the daily target on 2 accounts. Awesome. And Lance is in the chat as well. Morning, Lance. We've got people. Mike Swartz, yes.
Any other time of the day, I will be looking for longs here.
Any other time of the day? What makes you say that?
FAG on the top, on the 1 hour FAG.
So I'm hearing ICT here. Are you trading ICT or are you trading VWAP?
No, I trade VWAP. I trade the VWAP, but I do look for those levels because when you have confluences of, let's say, your volume profile, you trade volume profile as well.
I do have that on there. I copied that from ASFX when they started using that. I'm just manually marking up my levels. I know Mike has.
I'm manually marked that as well.
Yeah, exactly. It takes me 2 minutes, right? So it's that's the dotted lines I have on my chart here. So value area high is the yellow dotted line on my chart. You can see that. Point of control from previous days, the green, and value area low is the blue one.
Right.
And but I still consider them secondary to the VWAPs, right? So
gotcha.
But if I
so
what we're doing exactly right now,
what you said.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what we're doing right now is just waiting for the so we're really I'm schooled in ASFX, so we're really just waiting for the opening range to set for anyone who would be new to this. And the opening range is the 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes of the open. What this I have this indicator on called ASFX automatic VWAPs and key levels, and then I also have the previous day high and low. So those are kind of the key levels that I would use. Dotted black line is the overnight VWAP that's anchored to the changeover of day. So that has the overnight volume. New York VWAP, that's the dark blue one. That's just right now from 9:30 Eastern. And the teal one is from yesterday's New York. You can see that anchored on the 15-minute chart to the left over here to the open of yesterday. So those three together, and I do rank them. So I want to, I mean, 2 days ago, I was fighting the overnight and the previous days, but I had alignment on New York because it was still a good probability setup for me, and I traded it level to level from the New York to the overnight. But ideally, we want to see full alignment on these, right? And that's also where the volume profile levels come in, because if I'm above prior day point of control as well as being above the VWAPs, we're good, right? We have a high probability long setup, and I can also add confluences on the other indices to that chunk of information that we use to take longs or shorts. It's not looking too bullish out of the open here, right?
It's not.
Look at how it's actually, well, it's rejecting off the dark green one here is an added VWAP. That's the all-time high. It's recent, so it's from, what is that, from Wednesday? But we've seen that a lot of times this year, that it forms a really significant resistance. But it did break. One thing I noticed, Alex, just like an hour ago or something, when PCE data hit, there wasn't that much of a reaction actually in price. I mean, it went up, but it wasn't like I would not anchor a news VWAP to this, because I don't know. I don't know what the volume was. It wasn't even that high. So I guess let's have a look at ES. That's probably the more correct one too. Yeah, I don't think there was much reaction off the PCE data, which I don't know why. Maybe the chat knows.
The PCE data actually came out cooler than forecast. The unemployment came a little higher than forecast.
Okay.
I use Forest Factory to look at those numbers after. I don't know if you use that as well.
Yeah, I have that one as well over here. Let me just update the website. Core PCE price index 0.2 versus 0.3 forecast. Yeah, okay, so that was cooler. GDP was lower. I guess that's not good.
Yeah, GDP is not good, correct?
Exactly, yeah. And then unemployment, that's basically on forecast, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes, I don't know, if when you follow these things, it's like sometimes it's right on forecast and you have a reaction anyway. I accidentally traded into the, what was that? It was the University of Michigan sentiment, and it was, I think it was last Wednesday. I went long right on that 10 a.m. candle, and it just dumped. and it wasn't even the actual UOM sentiment data. It was a revision of it. But apparently it was so bad, like it was 5 percentage points below normal or something like that. That price is dumped anyway. So I got stopped out of that very, very quickly.
Yeah. We're just waiting right now, right? I mean, I just want to see this. I think this is right now, even though that we have like mixed news, positives and negative. I think there could be a continuation, and there's bearish case and there's bullish case. So right now the bearish case is playing out more than the bullish case, because we went to resistance and big rejection. And I see the Dow, like I watch the Dow because the Dow is also helps our trades when we're in ES. If the Dow's moving in the same direction and NQ is not cooperating, sometimes it helps. Yeah. So
I will actually.
We're just waiting.
Have.
I don't want to get tempted here, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah, we want to see some structure first. That's the real idea here. I sometimes have. Well, I always have YM and NQ sitting on the side here. And I've noticed it's not something that's sort of quantitative. I haven't done the statistics on it, but there will be days when NQ and YM just take off in different directions, opposite directions. And then you get yesterday, for example, and then you get ES kind of stuck in the middle there. And it's difficult often to tell if ES is going to be affected by one or the other, by which part of the market, so to speak, that because ES is just everything, right?
Right.
So sometimes I did that a couple of weeks ago. I was trading NQ because it was just in the uptrend. It was just a cleaner asset, a cleaner index when you have a tech rally, right? So I was getting some good longs on that. Also, mostly because I got burned on ES from the chop, basically. But it looks like they're actually correlated today. Let's see.
Yeah, they're moving. I like today. Everybody's moving on the same direction. The Dow,
pretty much,
and the ES, they're all retracing. At the same time, after I see consecutive higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour. But I see also a resistant trend line on the 1 hour. I do a lot of things. So
yeah, but I think we all do that. I was doing a post the other day about all the data that I use for my trading, and when you go through it all, you realize, shit, there's just so much to process in a very short amount of time, because I also have the Max 7 sitting over here on a list just to see if it's green or red. So all of that confluence information is going into each decision, right? And I can imagine you have,
it helps us.
IFVGs and it does, but there's a limit to it as well, right? You don't want to have that analysis paralysis. You don't want to be too hesitant because you need too much confluence, right?
Correct.
Yo, Emil in the chat as well. It's good to see the buddies here. So we're almost about to close the opening range 3 minutes from now.
Yeah, this is a not good bearish engulfing 15-minute candle.
It isn't, but I've been struggling. I don't think I've taken any shorts pretty much in the past couple of weeks, because even though we come out of the open like this, maybe we close the opening range, we get a bounce or rejection at the New York VWAP. I'm still struggling to take the shorts, because when we're at all-time highs, I feel like buyers can step in any moment. I don't know how you feel about that.
I completely agree. Shorts are short-lived.
Exactly. Yeah. There was a great saying I heard, it's probably Austin. In these kinds of environments, you want to hold your shorts shorter and your longs longer. So if, let's say you take a long at the New York VWAP and you're going for the opening range high, maybe add a few points, because buyers are pretty much, at least on the higher time frame, they're in control. If you take a short off the New York VWAP, maybe it's not going to fully down to the opening range low. That was a nice piece of advice, actually.
I actually like this long right here, because we have overnight and New York right there, just to trade it to the top of the range. That's me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing right now. I like it. If we do break convincingly, we have that pinch right there between the two. I don't know if you can see it on your chart. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pinch. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that pinch.
The absolute ideal situation would be to just get a break of the low after it's formed, get a break of the opening range low, and then come up across, break the New York VWAP. That would be a high probability long in my point of view. But it can also, we didn't get a break of the opening range on ES yesterday for a long time, and I actually was flat yesterday because it didn't really present anything.
Right.
Okay.
But I will take it. If we break it convincingly, I will take it in one of my accounts.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome.
And I will put my stop right there, a lower day.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Also, one thing I'm considering here is that you can see price in the pre-market and actually also out of the open. It doesn't really have that much respect for the overnight VWAP, the black dotted line. That's often also something that, it kind of tells me that what should I be What should I be watching closely here? Maybe not the overnight VWAP because it's not actually that consequential for price action. And the same thing goes with the previous days right now. But right now it's rejecting off the New York and the overnight, so that's pretty key level to break through.
Right.
Oh, here we come. I'm not gonna take this long because I haven't seen a break of the opening range. But we can mark it up, see where it's actually a nice risk reward. If you think
that's
about
what
that.
I like it. That's why I
exactly.
like. That's why I like the trade. It's because of the risk reward.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and we have been all sellers here. Overnight was mostly, you know, mix.
Yeah.
But this morning, I see that we recover, and then we went to resistance, but we just got news. So I don't know if you're anchoring from the news.
Yeah, but that was what I found difficult because which volume anchor do you want? There wasn't really that much volume. You could anchor to the.
That's not a close about VWAP. That's not a close about VWAP, so I did not take it.
Good. Waiting for the close. Excellent. So what I'm showing now is just a markup. I have not taken a trade here.
Right, and then also if you notice, NQ is breaking down.
It is. Yeah. Let me just have a look. I can just have a look over here. Yeah, it's continuing out of its opening range low. Yeah.
I have it side by side. I have NQ in one split, and I have ES on the other one.
I also have them all over here on my laptop screen, but I'm just showing everyone on stream here that what we're seeing. This could actually be, you know, if you get a break of the opening range low on NQ, we saw that yesterday as well. You come back and you break New York VWAP to the upside. Then NQ becomes your higher probability setup, right? I don't know. Do you trade across assets? You don't distinguish that. You're not sticking with one asset.
No, I try to trade the cleanest one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I try. I like trading ES though. ES is more a more easier asset to trade, and you know, NQ is just for like, it's
less emotional on ES. Yeah, but essentially, I mean, if you size correctly, and I mean, price action is price action, supply and demand, buyers and sellers. If you see a good pattern, you should be able to trade that on any asset, really, right?
Right.
Theoretically, at least.
Let's say if you mark the short here,
yeah.
If you mark the short here, instead of like inversing it, like instead of like a long, just mark it the short. What will be the target? Like those equal lows right there.
So if I was going for a short here, I would have a pretty. I probably wouldn't do this. I would probably do this because I would have 3 VWAPs as resistance. Yes. But then it becomes a little bit. I mean, we've both been in the Black Shirt Club with Evan, right? And if you're trading into the void here, you're not really. You have some pre-market structure, yes, maybe that's the way to go. But it's the surefire bet would be to go for the opening range low, right? And that's
right.
Even this is a decent risk reward, but that's also because I have a tight stop on it right in the middle of the range.
Correct.
If I was to go for this, that's probably not a trade I wanted to take simply from what I'm putting at stake here.
Gotcha. So what else we have at 10?
Oh, we got news.
Let me check. You have it up.
New home sales. Orange folder. I normally don't take that into consideration. I don't think I've seen new home sales have a massive impact on price action. But I could be wrong.
The guys always joke around about the home sales.
They do? Okay, Emil is saying that...
You know, they joke around in the stream, oh, home sales are coming.
Okay, nice. We better watch out. Bookmap is screaming orders short, screaming short as well. So there must be a lot of orders sitting below there. I don't have Bookmaps. I have never used it. Do you use it, Alex?
I do not. I used it once, and it just I did not know how to use it, and
Right.
it just burned me. So
to me, it feels like it's an entirely new area of study that you can dive into, and maybe you can trade according to that. But then it just becomes, again, that's the kind of prioritization we have to make, right? It's either it's too much information at some point, right? But there's a lot of people who get a lot of value from it.
Austin and Randy are really good on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the way Randy uses the CVD as well. That's a piece of data I would really like to have, actually, the cumulative volume delta. So seeing, oh, there's some news there. That was a home sales. It's not until 10 minutes.
I would hold on. I want to see this digest though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take it here, the risk reward is good. It's only like 5 points if it closes here.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, you want to see if it closes above, and then take?
Yeah,
I would like
it did close above.
Yeah, and this needs to shake out for sure. I would not trade right now. It's probably a tweet. I haven't seen any. I'm not on X, so I probably should be.
Let me see on the here. Oh man, this is looking.
Are you on Truth Social? You get the feed, the live feed. You could be right, Lance. It could be like a safety, a security blanket. But this was an interesting pop.
That could be edging the shorts too. You know, it's like,
exactly.
Oh, you're shorting me. So let's see. Let's give it another minute.
And let's stay alert as well, right? Because we have not broken the opening range on ES yet. We formed a higher low right here. So it basically just consolidated, and then it had this weird pop. Let me just check news or tweets. Or
I'm in.
Oh, you're in? Okay.
I'm in.
I see the long is playing out here. Some momentum.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not in the trade. It's just a markup.
I'm going to for 44.
You in?
I'm in.
Okay, nice. Do you want to share screen?
But I got in a little late.
So what's your entry?
My fill is 33.25. So
okay, so you're in here and you're going for
44, so 11 points.
Okay, so you're up here. So you're at the pre-market highs or the recent high at least. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And you got to stop under the opening range low?
That is correct.
Awesome. I don't think it's actually a bad entry, because that's right on top of the previous day's New York, that light blue line there. So you essentially you have full VWAP alignment at your entry.
I do, but I was waiting for that other minute candle close, and it just ripped.
So actually, maybe you're it's also a little bit on your fill, right? You might have jumped in with a lot of other orders, and you just got a little bit of a bad fill.
Right.
So let's see where we go. This is also interesting because on the 15-minute, you can see the all-time high VWAP is sitting at 34.25, and it could form a difficult level, I would say. It also it bounced off the opening range.
Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it went to opening range high. The real fill should have been 31 to the opening range, 37, 6 points.
Yeah.
I'll give it another minute. If we reject, I might take it a break even or something, or a little loss, because NQ is rejecting his VWAP.
Okay, fair enough. So there's some confluence you're missing, but otherwise, other than that, I would say the only thing that would keep me out of this trade is that we still haven't broken any side of the opening range. Otherwise, we are in full alignment, right? So probably some chop right now, but let's see how it pans out.
Right.
But yeah, it is pretty clean rejection of New York on NQ.
Mm-hmm.
But oil,
You know
I'm also
what
watching.
made me take the trade? You know what made me trigger the trade?
Spill it.
The VIX.
The VIX. Is that? Do you find that is leading? That you get a leading signal on that?
When it's bearish engulfing to the downside, when I see a bearish engulfing to the downside, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Not every day is you see the VIX do a bearish engulfing on the 5. It could be manipulation again. You know, it could be liquidity grab because VIX is a tradable instrument.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate this trade actually. Now we're bouncing.
yeah, I might take it on another account. I'm only trading one account right now out of my, I don't know how many.
But you're risk sinking, so you don't want to take the same trade across many accounts. Yeah,
I'm risk sinking. Yes, that is correct.
Is it an eval you're on now?
I am in an eval on the top one that I won in giveaway.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna do some giveaways once I get this live stream going. I have a nice little deal with Top One Futures that I'm gonna have a couple of giveaways every now and then.
Nice.
Yes.
So here we should hold.
But I want to do something
right here.
We should hold VWAP. We just got New York crossing above the overnight again. So but if you look at the 15-minute, it's actually that's not really nice. It's just chop. The 2 last candles here. I know it hasn't closed the latest one, but still, it's a lot of ranging.
I still like it.
Yeah, I would also still, if we had broken the opening range low, like to the downside, and come back in, I would be all over this trade. Seriously, maybe I should have actually taken it here on the hold of the previous days.
I like it. I like it more now because NQ is like ripping through the VWAP.
Oh yeah, it's testing it again for sure. Yeah,
that's gonna help my trade. If we reject again 37.50, I might just put it on break even.
Yeah.
And I'll call it on that account as well. That's it. I did what I could in that account.
Exactly.
There's an abundance of trade, Jesper. There's an abundance of trade, so we should be good. If I lose this one, I can always go to another one. This is the 100%. The beauty of our career, that we can go from account to account thanks to the prop firms.
Yeah.
You know.
And the beauty of price action, right? There's always going to come another opportunity right around the corner.
Correct.
So we're not FOMOing into anything today.
Nope.
Is anyone in the chat having any trades on right now? Maybe some wins, some losses? Probably not yet, right? Because we're all sitting inside the opening range, but maybe some open trades. Yeah, Lance hasn't touched it yet. I get you. I'm also a little apprehensive, but I do like this hold. It does seem like buyers are holding the VWAPs, but I really want to see it break the opening range. And Francis is waiting for the opening range low break too. Yeah, I think the opening range low break is probably more and more unlikely now. I think we shouldn't predict, right? We shouldn't try and foresee the future here, but it's an opening range high break now that will prompt me to think about bounces off the VWAP. So then I'm not thinking about double breaks per se yet. I don't know if you would agree or disagree, Alex. It's just we are in an uptrend. If we do break the opening range high here, we're also above the all-time high VWAP. What I would like to then see is upsloping VWAPs, price pop, and then come back to the VWAPs, and then I would try and long it there with a higher low forming. This is playing out. I think we're gonna break the opening range high here.
Let's see. Let's see if I'm about to move. Okay, here we go.
There we go. There we go. And NQ
I
is ripping
was
as well.
about to move myself to zero.
Boner. This is a 10 a.m. candle. That's a good reaction.
Yeah.
And now we're approaching the point of control from previous day.
I took one there. I took one contract there.
Okay. How many you got on?
Now I have 2 left on 44.
Okay.
But we just,
Full
I mean, I know you don't like to talk. I don't know if you're into the SMT, but we just inverted at 5 minutes. And you know, that's a good sign of continuation. We might come back again to the top of the range to retest,
right?
Which is that area, also that area of inversion of the FEG,
right?
And I already have my my one contract. I'm sorry, my 2 contracts. I have it in zero risk, so I cannot lose.
Yeah. So Alex, walk us through it a little bit. So you're saying there's that SMT on the 5 minute. Well, SMT, I guess that would be on any time frame, right? It's the divergence between the tops, for example, or the bottoms.
The ES, you see the ES, the drop on the ES on your right screen. The drop on the ES, you see that FEG, the bearish FEG that we have on the left before the move up.
Here.
Yeah. Once we inverse it on that 5 minute candle or whatever, I look at the 5 minute. Once we inverse it, that means that we inverse that FEG, and that's a very
that's an entry
sign.
signal, right? Yeah, that's an entry signal.
Not completely an entry signal, but yes, people scalp those because it's a momentum trade. So people will scalp that quick. They will put 10 contracts and put 3 points. Because that is a momentum play right there. Once we inverse, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
So now that inversion, we can actually come and that area of inversion and retest. Again, this is 5 minutes. I'm not looking at the 4 hour, the 1 hour. This is we're tapping right now. What we're tapping right now is a 1 hour bearish FEG. This is between 44 to 36. That space right there. That's why I want 44 to break, because when we inverse at 1 hour, which is a lot of traders, a lot of good traders like us, will look at that and say, hey, we inverted this 1 hour. This is very bullish. We're going to go for the all-time highs today.
We're going to go for all-time highs. I like it. And I guess, I mean, like you're saying, the retest of that fair value gap would then be a continuation signal, right? If you get that bounce.
If we get the bounce, but remember, this is the 5 minutes. We're going against a 1 hour bearish,
right?
And a 5 minute, and a 5 minute. So the 1 hour bearish, if we break now the VWAP, New York VWAP, and the overnight VWAP to the downside, shorts are going to look good because we have continuation from a 1 hour bearish gap. That's how I use them. But VWAP is my trigger. Yeah.
And sometimes, every now and then, you probably have full convergence between the fair value gap entry and the ICT setup and the VWAP. Those are the money makers.
Those are beautiful. You see, I'm gonna get stopped out here, zero risk. I don't care. I got a little profits. I don't care. I do not care. Go to the next. Let's go to the next one.
Next, exactly. And we have in New York coming up across the overnight. We have New York approaching the previous days. If we can form a nice, so I don't want to buy the touch of the New York, but I want to see a high low forming, and then with a confirmation of upside continuation, that's where I want to enter on this one, because now we have the break of the opening range high. So it looks like buyers are in control for this session, at least up until now.
Right.
and we might see a bounce. You got stopped out for the last. That was the last contract, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Oh goodness, NQ is looking clean here. It really is.
Yeah, NQ looks good. I would like to, let me see the 15 on NQ. Yeah. Yeah, ES looks better.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say, NQ can be emotional. So it's I'll probably stick with ES today as well. But I do not, like I said, I do not want to just jump in on the first touch of New York. I want to see a higher low forming.
Yeah. I mean, if we get a break of the New York, I don't know, man. I might short it.
Well, on the short term, right? I mean, if you look at price action since Wednesday, it is actually lower highs and lower lows, right? On the 15-minute at least.
Yeah.
And it has rejected off of some of these key VWAPs before. So this could still be, if you look at the 15-minute over here, this could still be just, you know, a rejection of the all-time high VWAP, the green one. It's a zone, right? It's not an actual like defined level like that. But on the other hand, it could also be that we bounce. So on ES, we would look, the price, the opening range is actually pretty condensed. It's not like there's not a lot of volatility. What is the opening range? It's 12 points. It's not that much.
12 points. No. NQ is normal, 150 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, NQ is looking good.
It's you're right, Lance. It's like the in the chat. It's like we're just forming an inside bar. So the second 15-minute was an inside bar of the first one, pretty much, and now we've broken out. But we are really just consolidating. I think that was a little bit the same case yesterday. That's why I didn't see a good setup, because it was just chopping around, at least to me. But we do have a break now. You're right, Francis. The Bona candle was actually the home sales candle. That was awesome. We got the home sales pop.
I'm long in NQ for a scalp.
Okay. Yep, decent setup. Now we broke the previous high as well, so that's really good. This could be, I mean, this could turn into an awesome double break.
Yeah, I'm going for 3,066. 30,066, sorry.
And what's your reason for that? Why that level?
Confluence, ES going, NQ confirming. I just like it. Let me see. And you got the MU going, which is Micron, which is like a lot of volume in it right now.
Oh, you're watching Micron.
Trading Apple. So I look at all that for NQ. I look at that. You know,
great stuff.
I'm going for 3,066. I'm hoping they can inverse this FEG. If we inverse this FEG right now, bro, we're going to that wick. Actually, I'm gonna move it over there.
For sure. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see opening range high on NQ at some point. But that's actually interesting. Yeah.
I took one for 15 points.
You're scalping, hyper scalping.
I mean, this is what, unfortunately, this market has got me to, like, back to when I was a scalper back in the day. I don't like scalping.
Right.
It doesn't satisfy my soul as a trader.
True.
It doesn't.
It also, there is some merit to holding your trades. Like if you're not invalidated, you should actually really practice. That's something I'm working a lot on. You should practice your holding power, your staying power, be in the trade. Like one thing I've convinced myself almost, I would say, over the last few months is, when you see that red candle that goes against you and you're in a long position.
Right.
I've recolored my candles, so that's one thing. But as long as you're above the VWAPs, all of these small pullbacks, especially on the 1 minute time frame, they don't matter. It's nothing. It's just random variance inside your trade. And as long as you can keep convincing yourself or keep relying on the fact that you're above and that buyers are in control, you should hold on to your trade, right?
Yeah. I got out of my long on NQ.
Okay.
Because we
Nice.
went to ES POC, rejected, NQ retraced.
Rejected.
I just scalped. 25, 40 points.
Awesome. Anyone in the trade online on the chat? Anyone win or lose something? I know we've got some VWAP wave system traders in there as well. So maybe there was some scalping opportunities from that point of view. Okay, here's the bounce or the rejection.
You see how Austin will say, "What an exit!"
that was a sniper exit for sure. What price did you get out at on NQ?
Hold on, give me a second. Let me open my data series because I use Ninja Trader and I don't like it when it's text my exit was 33. And the high of this was 50. So pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. That's super good. Awesome.
And my entry was 15.
Great stuff.
Okay. No, stuff. Hold on. No, that's not my entry. What's the entry? Yeah, 15 to 33 with 2 micros.
Scalping your way. Are you so you've got a lot of accounts running? Is it mostly evals?
I have 3 funded.
3 funded.
I have the Lucid that I posted on the group that I got on Friday. I haven't traded that one yet. I like to trade Lucid or funded after 10:30 or around the 10:30. That's my highest win rate.
Okay. So that we're coming up on that 15 minutes. I only trade funded, so I have 4 instant fundeds, the 50Ks from top 1. I think for me, they just represent the direct way. I have a decently paid day job, so I'm not too concerned about a monthly expense for prop accounts. And then for me, that just represents a shortcut to, crossing up the evals. Oh, here we go. What an interesting
I got into another scalp there.
Fuck, what's going on? What an awesome first stream I'm doing here.
I got to another scalp right now, right there.
You did? What?
Yes. And I did it on a mini. I did it on a mini. But it was only 10 points.
You're kidding. You did? Oh, shit. Let's see what the hell is going on here. Someone in the chat, share the news. We're probably going to get a Truth Social update at some point. Wow. I actually...
now I'm regretting getting out of my ES long.
I can imagine. This is insane. So what I did last week, I had the same thing happen where I was in a long, and that's actually, I think it was the longest hold that I've ever done. I was in it for almost 3 hours. But I didn't have a TP.
I was with you.
I didn't have a TP set because I was at the chart so I could monitor price action. And these days, it was actually on Friday. These days, you never know if you get a news pop, right? Especially Friday afternoon. So I had that upside open. And lo and behold, there was some news. It popped 20 points on ES, and I caught 18 of those points. So that was pretty, after I've sat in it for almost 3 hours, right? And obviously these days you can also have a negative news pop, but then I had my stop loss, right? So that, I think it's it's actually a little bit risky. I mean, capping your upside when we're working with TPs in these conditions, it's just crazy. How much move did we see here?
This is insane.
30
man.
points.
We just did an all-time high.
Fuck.
On the
30 points in 1 minute or in 2 minutes. Lance, you should have gotten into that long. Oh my god.
I told you.
Yeah. So Alex, you actually had
the only reason
I actually had a mini
because
on
of the risk reward.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay, that recalibrates the entire day, I guess.
Beautiful. Now I like it. Now I want to see a retest of 44. Let me see the 15.
That would be nice. But I also sometimes I feel like
see a retest of 44.
When you get these kinds of moves, are you actually gonna? I mean, can you trust the next, like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes? I'm actually gonna anchor a news VWAP to this one. I'll put that in yellow here. It's probably a little bit difficult to see, but sometimes they actually work very well because it's high volume, and we get some, like, price will tend to obey that at least for a while. What was the volume on here? 30,000 contracts on MES. So news. People having strokes in the chat.
Yeah, now you want to see what you want to see. You want to comment on NQ. You want to see you definitely want to see a retest of the New York VWAP. Now an anchor VWAP or higher day VWAP, because this is gonna look, I don't know if you agree with me, but once we're in all-time high territory, it's a grind. It's a very
it is. It can be. Yeah.
It's a slow grind. Buyers are not so interested. They see a little pullback. They push it back up. It's algo control.
Yeah.
We just need, that's why I've become a scalper lately. You know, in the last few weeks, I'm not a successful scalper, but I know how to turn it on.
And if it doesn't, I mean, if it doesn't jive with your personality, like you said before, then obviously it's not something you can do on the long term. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see the news VWAP actually holding up here just for a few minutes. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get that move, like a bounce on the news VWAP up to the previous day's highs. That's the blue line up here. That would also constitute a scalp in my book for sure. But it's so uncertain that I'm not going to attempt it.
Yeah, you know,
it's a bull flag forming, right?
I mean, I like
continuation.
You know why I like it? I like it because NQ is sitting on the top of the range, but there's a little imbalance that I want NQ to come down back to 76 around there. Even though I will get the price close to VWAP, even though it doesn't touch VWAP, and NQ 15-20 points is like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was the move on NQ? How many points were we in 1 minute? We went from 30 to we went 110 points in 1 minute.
If I tell you the price that I got in.
So look at this now. That is a textbook VWAP bounce, but it's also a textbook bull flag, really. I mean, buyers are just stepping in, but it's too high level to trade off for me.
That's how we wire. We don't want to buy the high. Damn, exactly. That NQ bounce on the top of the range. Oh, yes, me.
I hope someone in the chat caught that move, or at least some of it. Just have an open trade on with.
I haven't even looked at the YouTube, Jesper.
Oh, Griffin is in the studio. Let's add him to the stage. Hello, Griffin.
What's up, fellas? Can you see me or hear me? Or
we can hear you. We can see you. You're live.
That was an easy process. I was like, let me join up here. I clicked that link, and does my mic sound all right?
Yeah, it's all good. All good. Sounds good.
Because sometimes it connects to like my webcam mic, and that one sounds terrible. So
Yeah.
I got this mic right here, so I'm hoping it's coming through that.
Nice.
If it sounds
It is.
All
It
right.
sounds really crisp. It sounds like you're in the studio.
all right. Good news. Did you
How-
guys catch anything?
what's
or
up,
what's
Griff?
going on today?
I'm too busy with the stream. I'm not catching anything.
No, too busy. Yeah, focusing on how is
Everything.
it? How's the streaming feel? The first day?
I think it's good. I think we've got action in the chat. We've got the boys here, so everything's going good. And we've got Alex in the room. Alex is scalping like crazy.
Today
making money.
you've been catching a couple trades.
Yeah, I made like 250 in one of my evals.
Nice. Yeah, I
Super
caught
nice.
I got long at 34, I think 25 it was, and my TP was at 44 at those
Okay, so
pre-market
you
highs.
took the break of New York or the break of the previous day? That's probably the break of the previous day.
Yeah, so we broke New York, and then on the pullback sort of before we didn't
Yeah.
break opening range high yet. But on
Okay,
that pullback, I long there at 9:59 candle, and then I actually stepped away at about 10, 11, 10, no, a little bit before that. Yeah, around 10, 11. I step away and I look at my phone and I pull it up and I'm like, whoa. And I was like, please tell me that my TP got triggered, because otherwise
Yeah.
my consistency is going to be messed up. And
Oh yeah, okay, of course.
so, but
So-
it
but
did.
you
Yeah,
did-
I made
it
I
did,
made
okay.
560 on it, so just under the threshold. So
Okay.
Yep. trade.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good trade. And
Mhm.
like I was just saying, of course, you don't want to necessarily have a TP set, but obviously if you have a consistency score on your funded account, then you do want to have a TP set when something like this happens. Does anyone know what happened?
yeah, it said US and Iran reached a deal, but waiting on Trump's approval.
Oh goodness.
That's what
That
I
would
saw.
make things
You guys,
pop. That would.
you guys didn't see that on the juice?
Yeah, now I see it. I see it. It's just I
It
didn't
says
see
Trump
it 5
asked for a
minutes ago.
few days to think about the deal. So yeah, we'll see
These
if
markets,
anything
man.
happens with that, right?
Exactly. Something I'm sometimes thinking about here is now the news VWAP up here is broken, so there is a potential to fade that, right?
Yeah,
to here,
that's
maybe.
actually, I've never even thought about trading that, but
No.
that's something you could back test and see if that could be a high probability trade if you get some crazy
Yeah.
news coming in, and you'd only
Yeah.
see one of those, once every couple weeks or whatever. But
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
not
A couple of days.
yeah, well, in these markets, yeah, right, couple
Yeah.
hours.
But it is. I wouldn't do it actually. I mean, I'm not confident enough in this trade here because you could also just. I mean, you could just keep ripping.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't. And how
I
long
don't
would
like
you
the
know to
short. I
let
don't
it
like
shake
the
out?
short up here.
You're
I
short?
like to wait to 44. Now the previous day value area high and the New York VWAP are like right there.
At 44.
Yeah, so
where
this
your
area
target
here.
was, Griff?
Yep.
Yeah. That is
And
an
we've
ideal
got-
trade. I would see it, let it bounce, go back all the way to 37, and then buy that strength. Because I've seen in the past, once we, even though we're getting to the time that traders are, willing to like take the, their orders fill, go to their targets. This is the VWAP is something that at this time it could work. It's high probability to work between 10:30, 10:45. That 15-minute candle usually is pretty juicy.
I agree with that. I think if I look at my stats, that's usually around my best time of day.
Yeah, mine's
The
too.
10:30
Yeah, around then.
for entries or
For execution.
I think
For
when
execution.
execute, like when I enter around that time is when my highest when I make the most generally.
okay. Okay, so what did we actually? So we broke yesterday's highs, rejected, and now we're coming back down. We formed a new all-time high VWAP, so that one doesn't work anymore. We just
Oh.
broke
Yeah,
all-time
we're only
highs.
looking at the high
So
of the
crazy.
VWAP right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could anchor it to the new high a day or
Yeah,
all time high. Same thing.
yeah. You could put an anchor on the high of day. I would probably call it that this way. That's something I actually often do mark those up, but I don't trade them. I used to, but I've gotten burned on these. Also, the break of the high of day VWAP, I don't long those because, it's just too low probability.
Me too. That was something. When you first got in, like a couple months ago or earlier on in your trading, you were taking those a lot.
Yeah.
Me too. I was taking a lot of high a day VWAP breaks, and I got cooked. High a day, low a day breaks when you're floating away from like something like this here, where you're floating away from VWAP. You wait for the break, and the price you're buying it at is already almost the highest price of the day. There's no clear target. It's just,
and you realize there's no clear stop either, right? And you realize you're 20 points off the New York. That's a lot of potential downside.
Right. And if you go ahead.
One thing you can use it for is if I trade a bounce off the New York, it's added confirmation that buyers are still in control. If I have a high of day on and it breaks, right? So I'll sometimes put the high of day or the low of day on to see, or to sort of help me stay in the trade, see that who's in charge. That's kind of how I use them.
Yeah, that's something I was messing with for a little while. Is when I would enter on a bounce of like New York VWAP and we'd break high day, I'd add in. That was working well for me for a little bit, but now I've just kind of started trading heavier size to begin with. So I've had no room for add-ins, right? Because I'm just trying to hit it with size at the start, and if I add in, then it's just risking $900 or whatever on a 50K. Like there's no need.
I hate it when you add in when you're in profit and your entry price, it just edges up on you.
It's just catching up, and all of a sudden your risk is like, oh man.
Yes, exactly. It really has to be done with a lot of care.
It's all a mental thing.
Yeah,
but I would take this next bounce on a
let's see if we can get that one.
I still have my Ignite account that I took a payout on a couple weeks ago. I haven't taken a trade on that account since then. It's interesting though how they do those, because they don't take away the full balance, right? Because you're only taking, the most you can take out is $1,000.
Yeah.
So you're leaving that $1,500 buffer when you take a payout in the Ignites, and then your profit target is still $2,500 more from where you are now. So now I'd have to make 4,000 in the account. So I'd have to get the balance to 54,000.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit different.
So it's a fixed, you have to make 2,500. It's not a percentage of your balance.
Right. So every time you take a payout on it, then you have to make 2,500 more than where you're at. But the drawdown still locks, I believe, at the 50,000 or 50,100. I think it'll still. So then if you keep building it higher, all of a sudden you can have a couple thousand in drawdown or whatever.
It gives you some buffer. Yeah, there's so much math, like the strategy that goes into managing your funded account. I'm still only just getting started with that, but it's really crazy. So I asked Claude a couple of weeks ago to build a scaling plan for me. That's actually also why I bought the extra 2 instant fundeds. And then the idea is that once I get to the 3K target, I'll take out 750 on each. That's 1,500. So on the 2 accounts that I will be eligible on, and then I will cycle them because it's still not. Then they'll be at 2,250, and then I think I have to make 5% of that balance for them, and then I have the other 2 just starting fresh. That will then be about halfway to the first payout. So the idea is a little like what we were discussing before, Alex, risk sinking. So not necessarily doing everything on all accounts, but also having that a possibility of cycling the payouts, really. So I have, by having 2 accounts halfway towards payout and 2 fresh accounts, if I can build them up consistently, I will have payouts with double the frequency, right?
Sweet. That's a good plan. That's what I usually take. If I take a trade in one account, win or lose, I usually switch accounts.
Yeah.
More so win. Like I think if I lose, I'd be willing to take another in there. I don't really have a set kind of thing for it, but a lot of times because a lot of times when I take a trade in the 50K, I'm trying to push towards the consistency. So try to make as much as I can on that one trade. So on an Ignite, it would be 375, or an instant would be 600, and then I'll hit that trade or whatever, and then I'll switch accounts. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it makes
recently.
a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I think that would also prompt me to be able to swing full size on the second one. I often size down if I take a second trade. So, but if you switch accounts, it's kind of you're starting fresh.
That's how it feels, at least. It's very good on the mental, saying, oh, I keep, even if I lose, I'm like, I keep this account green, right? Rather than going to break even, you still feel like you made something. It's just 100%. All those little tricks that you can find to help you feel good, or not tilt or anything like that is helpful. And
it is a mental game we're playing, right? First and foremost. 10:30 candle. We have
sorry to interrupt you guys.
You need to drop.
So now we have a 15-minute candle with this all-time and higher day VWAP. I do like this break if we close above this, but it's a small scalp of 8 points, 7 points. I do like it. I believe we can make another all-time highs. And we have structure here. And I might take it in another account. I'm just gonna risk the. It's a big risk though.
You're an NQ,
20-something points. So, but it's a scalp, and I like it. I mean, NQ is going, and let me see who I am.
You don't I mean, you can get 20 points without. Yeah, you can get 20 points without going for a new all-time high. It's actually within the range. But it is a negative R trade. So we just have a question. We have a question in the chat. I want to just serve it here. I've also put the chat on the window on the screen share. Do we have any suggestions for a risk per trade for passing a 50K eval? Francis is working on his first eval and it's not going well. Okay, if you were, I'll go first, and you can
go ahead.
Go next.
I got an answer for that too.
So I haven't had an eval for a few months now, but I've learned two things. One thing is eval is playing a game. It really is. So if you have a 3K profit target on a 50K eval, what I have done successfully, and I was grinding these evals to begin with for a long time, like for months. What ended up being successful is to risk the entire drawdown, like have a 50K, risk the 2,000, go for the 1,500. That was on Top Step. So I was having, I needed, there was a 50% consistency. So I was going for 1,500, risking 2,000. On the one that I passed in January, I spent 2 resets before I succeeded in having 2 $1,500 trades. So I had some accumulated resets, so that was fine. But I think that's what you need to do. At least if you are a little bit experienced, that's the kind of approach you need to take with it, because it's about getting to the funded stage. Having said that, and I posted a reel on that a couple of months ago, if you're new and you're learning, I think you should spend a couple of months trying to grind that eval to something tangible, something material in terms of profit, because that's where you're learning at a cheaper cost. That's where you're learning how to actually trade. Because if you just YOLO it and you get 2 times 1,500, you get to your profit target, you buy a funded account, and then you get smoked because you haven't really learned your process. So that's just too high risk. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. What I was gonna say to that is I think it all has to do with how experienced you are. I think if you're a brand new trader in your first couple of months, I think the best way to go about it is to buy an eval and to trade 3 micros max, 1 to 3, just to get the feel of winning and losing and placing trades and knowing your setups and your statistics and just everything to do with that without really risking real money on the table, because all you had to do was buy 1 account. And I think you do that because I went the other route. When I first started, I was just, pouring money into these accounts, not knowing how to trade with no real possibility of actually taking a payout. I was just losing more than I needed to. But then I think with a couple months of experience and you can trade, I think the route to go with evals is to churn and burn them. Like buy an eval, risk the entire balance, make as much as you can, and pass it as fast as you can. Yeah. So it all depends on your experience level. But if it's your first eval, I think I'd trade it slow for a while you're still learning. Journal, track your trades, and yeah.
Exactly. Anything to add on that, Alex?
I have my good days and bad days when it comes to passing evaluation. I do trade really good on eval. I trade really good on eval. I execute trades that I will, let's say, wait for confirmation sometimes. But I do see the trade working because I like the risk or whatever. But I've gone away from that on evaluation and funded because I don't want to have a brain for this and a brain for that. That is my opinion. I do take more than a day or two to pass an evaluation. I do have a stat with Claude. According to Claude, it takes me 10 to 12 days to pass an eval.
Okay.
And that is perfect because that's the exact amount of time that I want for risk sinking. Because if you're risk sinking and if you have, let's say, 9 funded accounts that you're managing, 10 to 15 days, and if you do the math, you have a salary from trading.
Yeah, true.
So that's to your point that you started your podcast, having a salary, have financial freedom. I think that's one of the options that we have as traders is risk sinking, and also have like a farm that we have another choice that we're passing this funded for risk is how much you can spend. That's what I would say from real money. That's how much. That's the key. Okay, what is your allowance on evaluations for the month of May, for the month of June? Okay, I'm allocating $300 for this. Let me see if I from this $300 that is 5 accounts or whatever the evaluation process you have from these 5 accounts. Let me see if I can pass 2. That means that 2 of them, if you're risk sinking, 2 of them are going to become funded in 10 to 12 days, and that will take you possibly to a payout in a month, and that will have you'll get $2,000 payout, and then you have enough money to allocate $300 more for the next month. It's a slow grind, Jesper and Griff, that we're here there, and the audience. It's a slow grind. Trading is not easy. I mean, yes, buy and sell, you can click, and sometimes you get lucky. That's how I started, and it was like it fascinated me.
Super great point. And
it's
also
I would say it's not easy. Yeah, but that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I think one thing I would also add is one thing that I learned from trading evals is also to have bigger size. And not let my sorry. Some
I hear that echo. Is that what you're?
There's an echo. Yeah, just a second. You hear me okay?
Yep, sounds good now.
Good. I was actually practicing, so risking that 2,000 to get the 1,500 on a combine helped me mentally to also trade bigger size. I was trading 20, 25 micros, which makes, once you get to a funded stage and you're trading 3, 4, 5 micros, that makes it just so much more easy to overcome or easy to manage mentally, because you've seen the big numbers fluctuate on the eval stage. And personally, I would say, even if I have a $50 eval, I still get emotional. I mean, when I see 20 micros go against me, that hurts.
Yeah.
So that's,
I don't think it ever leaves, really.
Exactly.
The feelings of, you always have that kind of what do you call it? Emotions attached to the dollar amount. That'll 100%. Probably, just always be there. It's just the thing.
I'll do a little shameless plug, because I'm affiliated with Top One Futures, and they have evals now where you don't have an activation fee, you don't have consistency and funded. They're $39 for an eval. It's crazy. And I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but if you're looking for low risk challenges and looking to learn, that's a really good entry.
I agree. I also think one of the best ways to go about it is buying the cheapest evals when you're a beginner. Even, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be the best firm, but I got my start in Apex, and you know what people say about Apex, but the evals were $20. I didn't think, I wasn't going to take a payout. I just wanted to trade and learn. and that was the cheapest entry route. So I think that's important too, rather than going to a firm that has $150, $200 evals. I think there's no need
especially
for
when
that.
you're learning, right?
Exactly.
It needs to be and not everyone has a 20K monthly salary from their day job
Right.
that they can just YOLO on expensive accounts. So it's really important. And then you just have to deal with the rules, right? Welcome to Day Trader Mentor. That's one of my Danish buddies joining the chat. Welcome, Brian.
Brian.
Yes.
Also, Francis,
welcome, Brian.
Saying it's hard to find real traders on Instagram. I would agree with that. Don't believe everything you see on Instagram. There are more.
Be skeptical.
There's more fake than real. I will say that
for sure.
Yes. So
I've started unfollowing Furus. Like there's too much. A really telltale sign is the lifestyle content. As soon as it becomes lifestyle, Lambos and vacations and things like that, then I'm out, because it's just that's not what I'm in it for, and they probably didn't make the money trading, right? So
a lot of them didn't. A lot of them made it from selling the dream. That's what it is.
Exactly. I'm not liking the price action. I have to be honest. This could definitely just break the high of day and come higher, but I'm not going to trade it this far off the. But let's see. We might actually consolidate down towards the New York. Then we could maybe look for something, right?
That's what I kind of see going on here. Is just a slow grind down to New York VWAP.
Yeah,
I think I'd still consider a bounce.
But one thing I would still be looking for when we go back down, because then we're pretty late into the session. It's getting close to lunch. I would still be looking for that higher low to form. I don't want to just buy the touch. So it's some form of confirmation that New York is going to hold, because we are where New York is now is higher than the pre-session highs. So it's just crazy high levels.
Yeah. Yep. And also I found recently, going into past an hour and a half or 2 hours into the session, and it's harder to find the sustained trend. You'll get the slow grinding moves, but eventually in the days, in the last maybe month or so, it's been a lot more or just like chop in the afternoons. The trend in the morning kind of fades, or so it seems.
It does. I very rarely trade the PM session. I'm not familiar enough with it to actually be confident with it. And you often see, at least when I look at it, haven't traded it, when I look at it, you often see that there's less respect of the key VWAPs, right?
Yeah.
I
would agree with that.
The 15
minute. I was looking at the charts now. I was looking into the risk of reward. Not reward. So sorry. I was looking into the risk of possibly entering in the 75-40s area, and where the stop will be. We're looking at a 15-20 point stop if we're looking at on the 50-minute structure.
So you would enter down here?
I would like to get in and closer to the 75-40. That would be ideal for me.
Can you elaborate on that, Alex? Because you would be 10 points below New York VWAP at that point.
Yes. When I say 75-40, I will get in with one or two micros. If it would invalidate me if we go below 75-35, and I'll take a loss.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
I will add to the strength when I go through VWAP. I'm looking at structure for entries. I look at structure for entries because I want to calculate the best way my risk reward. Yes, VWAP is my trigger, but I don't know if you started reading the book, Brian Channon's.
Oh yes, twice.
Okay, so I was reading a little bit. I'm still in the beginning of the book. So I was reading yesterday about not every trader thinks the same way. Griff trades the same way, even though we have the same trigger. He looks at different things, the same as you. So, and the same as me. So I'm looking at the previous the value areas. They're all stacked together. We have overnight, and we have New York, and we have the 2-day VWAP. So all those levels are magnets.
Yeah.
and they want to induce shorts. So one, I will want to get into at least 2 micros down there. If I invalidate it, it has to be something crazy to invalidate structure, but especially bullish structure.
Yeah.
Okay, and if it goes to below 75.35, a 5-minute candle, and closes below there,
right,
I'm out.
That's a really interesting approach, because I mean, I would, in this case, if I was going long, I would be in up here. But so you might risk that you actually don't get a fill because price never gets down to that level. But on the other hand, you get an excellent fill if we see a bounce, right? If it actually forms that higher low and then it comes back up, and then you say if you then break above New York, you will add into the position.
Above, yes.
Potentially.
And I will go in my funded. And that's
so you get a good fill with low risk is kind of the idea there. Very low risk. With a lot of levels to keep you in.
Correct. To invalidate the trade.
That's why I like trades like that, where the stop is the true invalidation point, not just kind of a floating stop loss. That's why you take one of those high day breaks and throw a stop
where you're going
at New York VWAP because it's 20 points or whatever. All of a sudden you're there and you're like, well, I still believe in the longs here, but I'm stopped out. That's why I don't like taking those high.
I think that's kind of
away from VWAP.
That's a VWAP rookie mistake. I do that all the time.
I do like this long as well. Because we have a higher low now forming the 1 minute. Higher low in the 1 minute. Just
look at the 15-minute out there. It's rejecting to the downside. I mean, we're finding support on the all-time high, which is the new all-time high, and also on that high of day. So it's kind of rejecting those levels, and it could go higher, right? This could be a high probability long. The shorts in the chat.
Michael Schwartz.
Oh, Mike Schwartz is long. That's
Whoa.
Something hitting now.
People getting edge right there.
Where's your stop? Oh, you got out already.
Oh, he got out. Okay.
I didn't get
tight risk management. That's awesome.
I didn't get it.
So
so this is.
Made a point,
maybe it's Mike Schwartz moving the markets.
Yeah. Everyone knows. Everyone knows he can move the markets.
Exactly. I have. You triggered me, Alex, because you mentioned Brian Shannon's book. I picked this one up at the boot camp.
Me too. Only price pays. Me
only price. Yeah. We were there. We were right next to each other. That's true. That's awesome. From the Godfather himself.
Oh, is that those new Is that new Apex accounts? When did they start doing intraday? Because I saw you guys talking about
Apex is always intraday, isn't it?
Or is it?
I know
okay.
They have end of day. I know they have end of day, but
is that just for the eval or is that funded as well?
I don't know. But they are crazy cheap right now. There was this 5-pack deal where you could buy, I think, 5 25Ks for $85.
Oh, really?
And then I didn't think Emil told me you could buy 5 50K accounts for $10 more, so 95. That
what?
That's tempting.
See, yeah.
But it's intraday trailing, right? So you need to manage your drawdown really, really tightly. I haven't tried doing that.
Apex. I don't know. I just hear bad things, so I just stay away. Stay away.
Well, I get paid from Apex. And I don't get affiliates. I don't get anything, and I have gotten payouts for Apex. They just last so long.
Are you? And that's intraday trailing.
The one that I have is the legacy accounts, like the old ones.
Okay.
I'm actually if I have bought 3 evaluation, blow up this one this morning, and I've got other 2 that I'm green on this morning pre-market that I traded. Those are end of day, not intraday. I bought the end of day.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I would struggle to manage the intraday trading drawdown, to be honest. I can also see from my trade seller stats that I tend to enter a little bit early and go through some initial drawdown on my trades. So that's something I'm working on as well. But that would hurt me. Well, actually not, right? If you get hurt on intraday trailing, it's because it reverses on you, right? When you have a lot of profit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I could. I don't know. It would catch up to me. I think.
Yeah,
I'd have
me
to
too.
pay attention to it
Yeah.
because I don't tend to take profits too early on my. I have a target in mind, and I will pull before my target if it makes sense to. But a lot of time, if my target's a clear target that makes sense, and that not something that I just want to see, then I'll hold for it. And so sometimes that turns on me, and so that would get me.
Clear. Okay, so Mike actually got the 525 case.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's intraday
$85.
trailing on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it's intraday trailing on funded as well. So, anyone buying the break if you break above this high of day?
I am not.
I want
I
to
see it.
I want to.
Yeah, I'm too
I see
pussy
it
to
there.
do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
No.
But I would probably put my stop at 51 at that little wick there. I'd have it if I'm taking high day breaks. I'm taking them as a scalp with a tight stop, and I look for re-entry at the VWAP.
That's also sometimes what I think. I mean, the reason for having a tight stop is actually when you go in, you want to see price pop, right? That we often actually do that. Like I think 2 days ago, we had a high low forming and we came back above New York. I want to see price pop from there. I don't want to see it chop around or go against me. So that's a good reason for having a tight stop, right? You want to be. I know the tenets of ASFX trading with the wide stop, but it's just I actually want to be invalidated pretty quickly when I do these things, right? So it's a constant balance for me trying to manage the wide stops or not taking tighter stops.
Yeah, the wide stops I've been better at. I'll have the wide stop, but if it's the trade looks like shit and it's going against me, I've gotten a lot better at being able to recognize that and just pull it early for a smaller loss.
Yeah.
And that's really helped me with just my RR, just having him just getting rid of those outsized red days to where you'll have a red day that wipes up a day and a half of green or something like that.
Yeah. Or 2 days.
Exactly. Because that used to be a struggle of mine would be I would take small winners because also when I was new, I was also taking profits early, but holding for full stop loss. So now I've tried to completely reverse that to where I'm holding for my target and cutting the losers earlier.
I've been experimenting with something like that. You know that, Griff. I've been using stagger stops a couple of times, right? So I will have, let's say it was this situation here. I would go in, and I would probably have a stop here and a full stop here if this was the situation. If price was to tap my first stops, if I'm in with 3 contracts, I would typically have the tighter stop being the 2, so I'm out 2/3 here. But if we then see this happening, I would add the 2 contracts back in. Then that way I skew the sort of the geometry of the trade. My risk reward becomes a little bit higher. And if it goes against me, which is really something I don't want, then I can bounce back if it comes up here. If I take a full stop, it's actually only 2/3 R, like 0.67 R. So I like that. I like the math of how that works also because I want to see, we're on the 1 minute, right? We are all scalpers. We want to see it pop pretty fast, right? So that's kind of the logic behind that. I have mixed success with it, I would say. So I'm still trying to see if it's worth implementing.
I was just going to ask you how it's been working. If you looked at any stats.
Yeah.
I went long, guys, on this break.
Are you in?
I'm in. My fill is
Mike
75,
is
60,
well.
75. My
YM
stop
looks
is
like a
50.
bounce.
Yeah, YM, that's a valid bouncer. I don't trade YM. I don't look at it much. I do look at it to just see if it's aligned with the other indices. But
for me, YM here would probably be something like this. I would be trading the New York bounce up to the previous days, potentially to the point of control up here. YM has a little bit of a life on its own in my experience, so I'm not trading it either. Having said that, it respects its VWAPs quite often. It just does something. It can do the opposite of the other 2 indices.
Yep.
This could turn out to be a nice bounce or nice break. Sorry, higher day.
Yeah, because if you think about it, this is how I think about it as Austin. Since 1014, we've been consolidating there.
Yeah.
We were making lower lows and lower highs. At 1046, we actually made a higher low, and now we made a higher high from the previous high. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm taking this and at least 270.
It's
I
a
like it.
wedge.
I like it.
It's a bullish wedge. Yeah, I like it as
Correct.
well.
It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I do like, if you look at the 5 minutes, the 1040 candle of the 5, it looks like it's gonna, momentum is shifting back to the upside.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see it. I totally get it.
Does that mean you're trading it, Griff?
Nope, I'm staying out of
Nope.
it, but I think
me
it's a
too.
totally valid trade.
Me
I'm sitting
too.
on the sidelines for this.
I would
like
be
to
sitting on the sidelines as well if I'd taken that win earlier, for sure.
Are you?
We're
are
also
you,
gonna
looking
wrap
at
up.
it, Jesper?
I don't think I'm going to be trading today. We're going to wrap up in 5 minutes. I've got my son sitting alone downstairs, so I got to get back to family life.
You got to get him
But I
training.
think there was a lot of W's today, actually, and some people on the chat also caught some wins. Really happy to see that you caught that pop, Griff, and you also caught it with a mini, right, Alex?
Only for 5 points, man.
Some of it.
I was
pretty
in,
awesome. That's a good start.
I was in 13 micros on that one, so that was a pretty big
Oh.
size trade for me too. There,
So you hit your consistency target.
I made
fast.
560 on it, so just
Yeah.
about
Nice. I would like a $560 trade at some
Streaming
point.
tomorrow, Jesper.
I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. So the idea is that I'm going to try and do 3 days per week. I'm just working out the schedule. But if you want to hold it down, we can arrange that.
Okay, that's the thing. Yeah.
Let's coordinate, right? Because it would be cool to have it going. But
For sure.
my initial idea is Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
Those are a bit difficult days, so that made, I mean, not schedule wise, but trading wise. So maybe I'll change that. I'll switch that up, but we'll see.
All right. Yeah, Francis just turned those notifications on. Just you get notified.
Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna build this. I'm also gonna be having,
getting some volatility here. Some a fight here in this level of 60, 62. There's like a fight.
But guys, look at this. Look at the 15-minute here. It's just, I mean, it's that all-time high, that high-day VWAP is support, and it's been support for 45 minutes almost now.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind losing this trade. I would not mind at all. It's a valid trade.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have confluence. I'm seeing everything I need to. And obviously there's gonna be profit taking and there's gonna be fake outs. But I do like it. I like the higher low that I mentioned. I'm sorry?
Where's your stop sitting?
My stop is on that higher low right there, 50.
Up here? Yeah, okay.
Yep. I have my stop right there. I don't care. It's 10-point stop. I'm trading 1 micro on the account that I'm already up $250. So if I get $50 back, it's okay.
This is what we want to see. It's a really good start, a really good premiere to the. I think that that boner candle there was actually in honor of us starting a live stream.
Yeah. Yes.
Trader Dane is starting a live stream. Boom. Awesome, guys.
Yeah, man. I didn't think I was gonna be streaming with you guys today, but hey, that's a first for everything.
There you go. Streaming and winning at the same time. There's nothing better.
Oh yeah.
I trade so much better when I talk with people.
Oh yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I was actually I was doing this, because I've been trading as a guest with some of the others. Like I've been trading with ASFX on stream and with Real Deal Futures, and I also traded with Zach Arbucci, just as a guest on their stream. And I found that the accountability that comes with being on stream and having everyone watch and so on, that actually makes me trade better, hold my trades, not not FOMO out of anything, not panic and things like that. So that's also kind of the reason why I'm doing this is to keep myself accountable and for the transparency. We're gonna see it
I
pop.
agree. I like it. But Alex's trade's looking nice here.
It is.
Are you targeting?
High day.
What's your target here? High day. Yeah,
High day.
just send that markup in after the trade. Looking good.
Yeah, let's do it. And then Griff, you and I can coordinate to see if we can continue the streaming more frequently.
Yep.
I would like that.
I would
Awesome.
love it too.
I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's 11 a.m. Godspeed on your trade, Alex. I think it's
Thank
gonna
you,
work
thank you.
out. And thanks
Looking good.
everyone
This
in the
1
chat
hour
for
Polish
joining.
candle was beautiful.
Yeah, good
You're
first
always
stream.
the first stream ever. OGs. And you're always invited, Mike. I want to see some more sarcasm in the
I
chat.
don't know, Mike. I don't know. If I'm on stream, you're not coming.
He's gonna block you. Thanks, Lance. Thanks, everyone. Have a really, really
Bye,
good
guys.
day, everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Protect your gains. See you.